When did we get this back, Sean?
The 22nd of September.
So that was a Thursday, a week ago.
Yes.
Because today's like the 28th. Yeah, today's the 28th. A Wednesday. Is that the right math? Yeah, because 7 and 22 would be 29. So tomorrow would be the 29th. Well, Mr. Haynes, the attorney at the Federal Trade Commission, he didn't get his letter. Isn't that funny? This guy's worked there for over 20 years and they couldn't get it to him. But you know, I do have the room number and the floor and all that stuff. So let's go open this up. And this will be the beginning of our second disc to, who are we sending this to?
Joyce Riley and...
Well, Joyce Riley. So we're sending this to Joyce Riley. Might go some other places though, huh?
Yeah.
This might even end up on our website, mightn't it?
It might.
Well, let's go indoors and open this, or do you want to open it right here?
It wouldn't matter to me.
Ah, all right. Well, it's all sealed. So what's in here?
A letter.
A letter. Wow. Let's see. Return to sender. And what day did we send this? The 9th or something?
The 9th. Friday the 9th of September.
Wow. Can you see that real good? What's it say?
Proof of service. I, the undersigned, do swear and affirm that I placed this item for William L. Haynes into the U.S. mail with appropriate postage for delivery to William L. Haynes, Attorney, FTC, 600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20580.
This is when you put it in, was the 9th.
Yes.
Wow, I keep thinking it was a Thursday. Wow, there it is. The William L. Haynes letter. Do we have this on a stick or something?
Yes.
So we can put this right into the system. So this is the letter. This is what we sent, isn't it?
Yes.
Is this stuff close enough on this film that they can see that what we're going to send them is going to be this?
No, it won't read it.
Can
no
you
matter
take
how
a,
close I get.
even if you took a still shot of that one, a still shot of that one?
Mm-mm.
Well, this is what was in the envelope, huh?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's go have a look at this and see what we got, because this is beginning. Wait, what's today's date again?
28th.
The 28th of September, and where are we standing?
Behind the Fiero.
Behind the Fiero. This is Mr. Sean Wright, and I'm George Lee Harris, Jr.
How?
Hi, guys. Well, let's go see what we can do. Maybe we can get that on the screen. You want to try right now?
Sure.
All right. Wow, what am I holding?
Letter to William L. Haynes that got returned to sender.
Well, what we're going to do is open this up again. We've already opened it, and this is the how many pages are in here?
Proof of service and 2
No,
pages
how
of the
many
letter.
pages? Not what
Total
was on it.
3.
3 pages. Well, I have more than 3. Oh! We have more than 3.
Mm.
Yeah, we have more than 3. Well, we have a proof of service is 1 page. And William L. Haynes, page 1. And the second page, and then the page with my signature on it. So, we're going to start at page 1 of the William L. Haynes letter. Across the top of the page it says Yahweh. 4 letters, the Tetragrammaton, YHWH. 8/19/2011. William L. Haynes, Attorney, FTC, which stands for Federal Trade Commission. 600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20580. Hi, Bill. Good morning. What's so good about it? Question mark, exclamation mark. Plainly, we're alive and we can make the necessary changes or adjustments to our world for real, quote, real and permanent good, unquote. A quote by Andrew Carnegie. And the body of the letter begins. Our last pertinent contact went out as a worldwide press release in 1992. The time of said release was tandem to George Herbert Walker Bush taking his trip to Korea, Japan, China, etc. with the boys from Motorola and others, while Lee Iacocca took his boys in their own jet. The Chrysler corporate aircraft came home first, and Lenin made no bones about the straight screwing that was coming to the USA. Our worldwide press release, which also went to Deborah Blevis for Energy Efficient America, Red Polling and Ford Motor Company, MIT, and many, many others, and your FTC was entitled Catalytic Converters Are Obsolete. Something new then, our newest now. Our newest then was a gasifying carburation system for gasoline-powered anythings, even though our gasified gasoline burns like natural gas, with all the attendant benefits of power increase, fuel use reduction, and attendant carbon reduction. Current engine designs were and are pitifully incapable of benefiting from gasoline when gasified. They and their pollution controls, ditto minuscule power output, are not what America, the world, all the frogs and fishes are what that most infamous and cagey of creatures, man, needs or wants. Hence the creation of a new entity, Pharaoh's Chariots, Limited Liability Corporation, pending, to manage the production, testing, and licensing of our new engine for the internal combustion of gasified gasoline. We're looking at 800% increases in fuel economy and a similar decrease in CO2, carbon. In conclusion, the reason we contacted you way back in 1992 was with our understanding that you were the go-to Federal Trade Commission attorney whose job it was to go after false claiming high mile per gallon devices for automobiles. Were we right then? And if we still are, good. If not, could you please update our FTC IQ? Sincerely, George Lee Harris Jr., 9/9/2011, President, Founder, CEO, and Chairman of the Board for ERF, standing for the Energy Research Foundation, and also the founder of Pharaoh's Chariots. What do you think of that Air Force hymn? Isn't that nice? Have a good day, and thank you. Well, Joyce and Alex Jones, or whoever's going to see this on the website, this was one of the letters we were waiting to get a response from, and it came back as a return to sender. I can't imagine. We sent back in 1992 to William L. Haynes. We have spoken on the phone to the secretary for that Federal Trade Commission section, who in fact told us that William L. Haynes is still an attorney there. So from 1992 to present, which is 2011, that's, may as well say 20 years. He's probably been there a little longer. We don't know. But we're going to send again, same letter, to the address, including the room number and the floor number. And now proceeds the second disc, which may in fact be more than one. There might be a series of them. We quite don't know. But with 47 years, our 47th year since the Eureka moment, the Eureka thing, where does Eureka? People credit it to Archimedes. And the thing with Eureka was a word that was said because a test was being made by Archimedes to test the purity of gold. And that was in fact the thing, was when he had this method to test the purity of gold, not just the metal was yellow, but the purity that it had. That was when he said Eureka. So this is how important gold is, you know. And today on Alex Jones' show, Ted Anderson was saying how important it is now to be buying this stuff. He said the sales are up 10 times. So is that 100% or 1,000? That'd be 1,000%. I would read it as 100% times 10. Because if it went up 1%, you know, if it doubled, that would be 200%, you know. So there it is. People, look at what's happening. It's all a joke, and we're not a joke. And sincerely, what kind of money are we looking for? We're actually looking for around $250,000 to do this engine program. We need to buy an engine dynamometer, and the least expensive one I've found, and we don't need to be reading lambda and all of that for exhaust gas temperatures at each one of 8 exhaust ports. But we do just need to know the torque and the output of the motor just to find the maximum output. And although we could easily spend $15,000 to $22,000 plus another $30,000, and this would be $50,000 just on test equipment, all we want to do is see the power output by our engine design changes that we can incorporate into an engine and make it modern to burn gasified gasoline. We just need to measure the power. So we're at about the $8,000 level, just for, you know, a cheapo engine dynamometer. It'll be brand new. It'll have to be bolted in the floor out here, and we'll have to set up a radiator. and hook up the engine and bolt it up and ignition and battery and gas tank and all that stuff to have it run. But we'll put that on video, as we said in the previous disc, that it'll be right here. And you can see this. And this will end up on YouTube, you know, as far as the engine actually running. And this might be some fun for some other engineers. And we can touch on quite a bit of the engineering that goes into this. But the gift is the vaporizing, the true gasification of gasoline. That system, we'll show that to you in a block diagram and where we're headed. And we'll be sure and have some other stuff in here about Teresa, that you can see how she has lived all of her life since birth with these physical deformities and unnice things. And she is not going to be 51 on the 2nd of October, but on the 3rd. And for her birthday, her husband is taking her to Texas for a medical appointment he has for a hole in his ass next to the hole in his ass. But he had a hole in his right buttocks that you could clearly see up into and identify the leg bone, the femur, and the ball socket coming up into the hip. You could see that looking into his butt. And I have never seen that on a human being. So when you see these people, and what's with this lady wanting 25 grand for tooth work, she isn't asking for much, you know. Her chair needs maintenance. She can get that done or wheel this stuff and do it. But can somebody help her with her teeth? There's somebody out there with deep pockets. Kick her down, you know. And if it seems like too much money, you'll be able to contact David Sanchez, the dentist, that has put forward this stuff. We'll have the photographs out of the medical file that he took. And I don't know how he did it, man. He must have had a camera like a cube of sugar, because there's pictures from inside her mouth showing her teeth, her bite, her gums. And currently she has an abscess. And we're going to see what we can do about getting that taken care of. But it will be at least a 100-mile drive, one way, and wait for an appointment, and maybe still they won't pay for it because she has not found a service provider to use her Medicare or Medicaid. And it's always been there, but now as the services erode, there we go. We live in a town of about 5,000 people, not counting the chickens. And most of these people are hardcore drug addicts. You know, they're using syringes, they're doing a street meth, and some of them are on heroin. And, you know, thanks to the Marines, they got good fresh heroin coming out of Pakistan or Afghanistan. Isn't that great? But that's not news. But let's stick to the program, and we'll begin discussing the rest of this. But when the second disc gets mailed out, we will send out this, I guess we might send this copy of the letter. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll send it with the second disc. The first disc is just about in the mail, so we might send this with the first disc. I don't know. But that is the letter to William L. Haynes. Thank you very much, and we'll properly address the next one. And please have a great day. It's a wonderful Wednesday. It's the 28th of September, and we're looking forward to really kicking this thing in the fanny, because essentially, seeing as we got back this letter from William L. Haynes' office, and the other one went to the president. The president, in his envelope, got the William L. Haynes letter and the letter to Obama. So essentially, we have a partial return, and we may be firing the website up before the 12th. But we need to give them their 30 days, and being a man of my word, we're going to go forward. Thanks again, and whatever you're doing to promote world peace, not that Sears peace, but the real lasting stuff, realize that you're not going to get it done with being a prepper, a prepared person. And we'll get more into that later, but let's close this up and have another chapter on our second disc. Good morning.